Student fellow viewers, welcome back to Easy Mathematics. Today we want to look at the latter part in percentages, and we want to look at expressing one quantity as a percentage of another. Now they will give you two quantities and you'll be asked to express these two quantities as a percentage. And we were told that when we say percentage, it means out of what? 100. Now if you look at the first example, it says express 50 Ghana cedis as a percentage of 200 Ghana cedis. Now when you are expressing one quantity as a percentage over another quantity, you have to make sure that both quantities are the same. So if you are dealing with Ghana cedis throughout. If you are dealing with centimeters throughout. So the unit of the quantity has to be the same. And if you are expressing one quantity as a percentage of another, always you have to look at the quantity that comes after the of. The quantity that comes after the of becomes our denominator in terms of fraction. Then we multiply it by percent, which is 100. So when you look at the question, it says express 50 cedis as a percentage of 200 Ghana cedis. Good. Sorry for that. Now to express one quantity as a percentage over another of another, we have to look at the quantity that comes after the of, after the word of. Now when you look at this, it says that express 50 Ghana cedis as a percentage of 200 Ghana cedis. So the quantity that comes after the of becomes your what? Your denominator. So these two quantities, you are going to write it in fractions. So because they are having the same units, you can ignore them and write 50 over 200. Now it is over 200 because the quantity 200 comes after the of. So any quantity that comes after the of becomes the denominator. And the one that comes before the of becomes your numerator. So because we are expressing this as a percentage, we are just going to multiply this by 100. So this 100 can also be over 1 because it is a whole number. So we are going to cancel these two zeros, we'll cancel these two zeros. Now we are having 50 over 2 times 1. And if you look at 50 over 2, 2 can divide or go into 50. So we say 2 here 1, 2 here 25. So expressing 50 cedis as a percentage is going to give us 25%. Percent because we are expressing it into percentages. So anytime you are being asked to express one quantity as a percentage over the other, just look at the number or the quantity that comes after the of. So the number that comes after the of becomes your denominator. When you come to the number 2, it says express $80 as a percentage of $320. You have 80 as a percentage of 320. So the quantity that comes after the of becomes your denominator. So which is 330, 320. So in terms of fraction, we are going to get 80 over 320. 320 because it comes after the of. So the quantity that comes after the of becomes your denominator. So because we are expressing it into percentages, we are going to multiply this by 100. And every whole number is over 1. So you check and see if we can do any cancellation. So we can say that this 0 will cancel out this 0. 2 will go into 10 5 times. 2 will go into 32 16 times. Again, we can use the 2 to divide this way. 2 will go into 16 8 times. And 2 will go into 80 40 times. Again, we can use 4 to divide. We can say 4 will go into 8 2 times. And 4 will go into 40 10 times. 2 again can go into 10. So we can say 2 here 1, 2 into 10, 5 times. So after cancelling, we are having, for the 80 here, we are now having 5 over, and here we are having 1, times, we are now having 5 over 1. So multiplying 5 times 5 is going to give us 25%. So expressing this as a percentage is going to give us 25%. So always put in mind that the quantity that comes after the of is your denominator. So we have here, what is the percentage of 72 centimeters? Is 1.8 centimeters. What is the percentage, or what percentage of 72 centimeters is 1.8 centimeters? If you look at this question, the quantity that comes after the of is 72. So because the 72 comes after the of, the 72 will become our denominator in terms of expressing these two into what? Fractions. So this is going to give us 1.8 over 72 times 100, because we are expressing it into percentages. Now if you take this one for, if you take the 1.8 over 72 on its own, this can be written as 18 over 10 divided by 72. How is this going to give us this? This 1.8, if you express it or change it into improper fraction, you are going to get 18 over 10 divided by 72, which is over 72, all over 1. Then we are being multiplied by what? 100. So let's put this one in this way so that we know what we are doing. Now with the division sign, we have been told that anytime you deal with division, it will change to multiplication, which is going to affect this one. So we are going to get 1 over 72. But the one here won't be affected. So we are going to get 18 over 10 times 1 over 72, then times 100, which is over 1. So now that we are multiplying all. So you can do your cancellation this way or this way, if only it is possible. So let's see if we can do the cancellation. We can say that 2 will go into 18 9 times, and 2 will go into 72 36 times. This same 2 can go into 10 and go into 100. But let's try to say 0 will cancel 0. So we are having 1 here now. We are having 10 here. Now this 9 can go into 36. How many times? 4 times. So 9 here 1, 9 into 36, 4 times. So now with these fractions, we are now having 1 over 1 because we've cancelled out, which is the same as 1, times this one. We are now having 1 over 4. 1 over 4. Then we are having here times 10, or 10 over 1, this way. Again, we can cancel using 2. So 2 will go into 2 will go into 4 2 times, and 2 will go into 10 5 times, giving us 5 over 2, which is the same as 2.5 in terms of decimal fraction. So expressing 72 centimeters and 1.8 centimeters as a fraction, we are going to get 2.5% as our answer. Anytime you finish solving, you have to bring the percentage because we are expressing it into percentage. Then with the last but one here, we are having, it says that a tank contains 300 liters of water. So the tank, it is containing 300 liters of water. If 250 liters is used, what percentage of the original is left? Let me take it again. A tank contains 300 liters. So the tank, the water that it contains or it can hold is 300 liters. Now they've used 250 liters of the 300. And they are asking you that what percentage of the original is left. So the quantity that comes after the of is the original. And what is the original? The amount of water that is in the tank. So we are going to express the amount that was in the tank and the amount that is left. But before we can get the amount that is left, we have to subtract the amount used from the total liters. So the liters, let's look for the amount left, which can be calculated as 300 minus 250. So 300 minus 250 is going to give us 50 liters. So the amount of water that is left is 50 liters. And they are asking us to find the percentage of the original. So the original is 300 liters and the one that is left is 50 liters. So finding the percentage of this is going to give us 50 over 300 times 100. So with this we can say that 100 is over 1. So let's do our cancellation. These two zeros will cancel out two zeros. And now we are having 50 over 3. So this 50 over 3, we are going to express it into percentages by just dividing the 50 by 3. So let's do the calculation here. 3, then we have 50. So 3 will go into 5, 1. If you subtract, you have 20. 3 times 6 will give us 18. If you subtract, you have 2. If you bring your decimal point, you are going to get 20. Another 6, 18. So we are going to get 16.66666. So we round it to 2 decimal places, which is going to give us 16.67%. So we have been asked to find the percentage of the original. And the original was 300 liters. So because the quantity that comes after the of is the original, that one becomes our denominator. And that is how we solve or we express one quantity as a percentage of another quantity. Now let's look at the latter part or the last question for this. This one is saying that Ajwa is 16 years old now. Ajwa is 16 years old now. If a mother's age is twice her age, express Ajwa's age as a percentage of her mother's age. Now with this question, we have to find or we have to know Ajwa's age and that of her mom. So Ajwa's age, then her mother's age. From the question, they are saying that Ajwa is 16 years. So Ajwa's age is 16 years old. If her mother is twice, or her mother's age is twice her age, so Amma is 16, and the mother's age is 2 times, because when we say twice, twice means 2 times. So if Ajwa is 16, then 2 times 16 is going to give you her mother's age. And 2 times 16 is going to give us what? 32. So here we are going to find 2 times 16 because we have been told that twice Amma's age is her mother's age. So her mother is 32 years. So now that we know the years of each or of each individuals, we can now find the question which is saying that express Ajua's age as a percentage of her mother's age. So the quantity that came after the of will be our denominator, which is her mother's age. So we are going to get 16 over 32 times 100 because we are expressing it as a percentage. Now, after writing the expressions this way, then you check if you can cancel out. Every whole number is over 1, so we can say 100 is over 1. Then let's look at the cancellation. 16 can go into 32 straightforward. So 16 will go into itself 1, and 16 will go into 32 2 times. 2 can also go into 100. So 2 here 1, 2 here 50. This is going to give us 50%. So expressing Ajua's age as a percentage of a mother's age, we are going to get 50%. Thank you very much. And as you all know, today we talked about expressing one quantity as a percentage of another. And if you are doing this, you have to make sure that the quantities that you are using, they are having the same unit. If it is Ghana cedis, Ghana cedis. If it is ages, ages. If it is in pesos, it all should be in pesos. If it is minutes, all should be in minutes. If one is not in minutes and the other is in seconds, you have to change one for them to get the same quantity. Then the one that comes after the of becomes the denominator. If you express the quantities as a fraction, then you multiply it by 100. Thank you, fellow viewers, for staying tuned. God willing, we'll meet again and we'll talk about how to calculate the mean, the mode, and the median of a given discrete data. God bless you. See you next time. Bye-bye.